What's up, guys? It's me, Charles Fasters from Ground Level Coaching, and good morning to you all. We had some beautiful snow last night, and I was up 5 o'clock this morning, and I went for my usual jog. And it was lovely because when I was running, I was like crushing on the ice as I was running, like stepping on the ice. And as you all know, when I run, I like to stimulate my mind, and it gives me a lot of conversation for thought when I'm running. That's why I like to free my brain. So as I was crunching on the ice, I started thinking about milestones. You know, when you're crushing and breaking through break points in your life and crushing through obstacles, it just felt that way. You're crushing through, instead of like going around obstacles like we often do, it's epitomizing the emotion of like crushing through it, breaking through it. So it got me thinking, and I was thinking about, remember when you're young and you used to jump from wall to wall and you used to do all crazy stuff, and you didn't really have any, like, there was no limits to you what you could do. And as you start getting older, you start becoming a bit more safer in what you do and a bit more reserved. And we don't like to call it fear, but the reality of it is actually we get a bit more afraid to take these risks. We're afraid of the consequences, or we're unsure of what will happen, the ramifications of our actions. But when you're younger, you're fearless. You don't actually feel that. And sometimes you can be considered as reckless. So as you get older, you do need a little bit of sense of apprehension, a little sense of, to analyze the situation before you just jump in and do it as you would as a child. However, there's a big difference between having that sensible approach to allowing the fear to overtake you. And as we get older, I believe we let fear a lot of the time stop us in our tracks in really going for the things that we want to go, because what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what will people think, and so forth. So we don't really go for our dreams and our goals. We don't go for those things. We start to get comfortable living in our comfort zone, staying where we're comfortable, where we know the outcome, what the outcome's going to be for us. And as I was crushing through these ice and everything when I'm running, it made me realize that we have to break through. We can't go over and go around. Have you ever heard of that? There's that story told. It says that we're going on a bear hunt. We're going something. We're not afraid. We can't go over. We can't undo. I can't remember the words, but you know what I'm talking about. That poem there. The whole idea is that we're going to find a way. You're finding a way. Whether we go under, we're over, we're going through. You're finding a way to get to where you want to go to, and that is the way we've got to approach things in this day and age. As you're getting older, as you start to become a bit more sensible in your life, as fear starts to creep in a bit more, because you're wondering about what will it entail for you now, what will it entail for your family, what's it going to entail for your future, the actions that you take. But as it's now, we have to start having that approach. And what I call that approach is the underdog approach. That underdog mentality of I'm going to rise above no matter what. And one way to actually dig out this underdog mentality that we all have. And the reason why I say we all have is because there's definitely been a time in your past where the odds were all against you, where you really felt that there was no way you was going to overcome this, and somehow you just pulled it through. And it doesn't matter what it was relating to. It could have been relating to your health. It could have been relating to your finances, your job. It could have been like a family issue. It could have been anything. But there was a time in your life where you thought, oh man, I'm at rock bottom now. There's no way I'm coming through. No matter what, you just push through, and you saw it to the end. And it's hard to visualize that time now because it was back then. But I'm sure if you thought about it, there was always a time of all of us where we've defied the odds and we've gone past our limits and dug out that what we call underdogness mentality in us. And that's what I want to reach out for you. And one way to bring out this underdog mentality, no matter what you're going through in life, is just ask yourself, what's the worst could happen? What is the worst going to happen if I went for this? If I go for this right now, what is the worst that's going to happen? It can't get any worse than it is already. I'm already at the rock bottom of where I'm at. It can only get better. That's the underdog mentality. What's the worst can happen? It can only get better. You know what? I'm going to die trying rather than not even try at all. I'm just going to give it my go. What's the worst can happen? I don't make it. But what's the best that can happen? My best outcome, sky's the limit. It takes me to that other edge, because it's always at the other end of your challenge, the other end of your perseverance, the other end of that massive feat that you accomplish. That's where your growth is. That's where you surprise yourself, and you step up that notch. You go from normal, great, good to outstanding. And you need to sometimes dig this underdog mentality, because times do get tough. Times get tough sometimes where you just feel that, no, I've got no direction, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I really want to do this, but what happens is, I've got a family to feed, I've got a mortgage to pay for, I don't really sure what's going to happen. This is when you've got to dig that underdog mentality. What's the worst could happen? What is the worst? Have I not been in a worse position before and found a way? I will find a way. The underdog in me will come forth and shine. And that's, guys, so that's my message for you today. It doesn't matter where you are in life right now, or whatever situation you're going for, or whatever thing that you think in your mind that you can't achieve. Guys, dig out that underdog mentality. Question. If you ask, the more quality questions you ask, the quality answers you start to get. Ask yourself these questions. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, what is the worst? Am I going to die? Are you going to go to prison? What's the worst that could happen? And then also ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? I mean, how could this elevate my life if I do this type of thing? How much more fulfilled and how much more happy will I be? Then you've got to start associate with the best things that could happen. Also, you can ask yourself questions like, what will happen if I don't do this? If I don't do this, what will happen? How am I going to feel 1, 2, 4, 5 years from now if I don't do this and I really want to do it? How am I going to feel when I don't have the vitality, when I don't have the physicalness to do something that I want to do now that I have, but I'm afraid to do? How are you going to feel afterwards, living that life of I wish I could or should or would have, but I didn't? Dig out that underdog mentality that you have in you. You've been there before, you've done it before. It doesn't have to be related to the same thing. The fact that you've dug deep before means you can dig deep again. So, guys, have a fantastic day. This is what I want to say to you today. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Dig out that underdog in you. Even if it means you getting up and going to work and you don't want to do it today. You've done it before. Get up, go out, push your body. Motion creates emotion. When you start moving, you start feeling good. That's why I jog in the morning. Guys, stay blessed, stay beautiful. Have a fantastic day no matter what you're doing. This world's amazing. You all amazing. And I love you all. You see my beautiful children at the back? I thought I'd put them there just so you can have a little bit of a scenery of how we do. All right. Love you all. Stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.